Welcome back to Let's Play Capo 2. You may be wondering, why am I at the title menu? There's one thing I want to look at. What could it be? Man, Tsukunami sure talks a lot, but so do I in these recordings. What was it called? Can't remember, honestly. Let's just kind of look through them. Wait. Yeah, this is the one that I got a MIDI file from that I found ages ago. Well, I don't know how long ago it was. And yesterday, well last night actually, I tried transcribing it into a guitar tab. As ridiculous as that is, it's not an easy task, I gotta say. And I thought I might as well show it. So here's the tab, but let's change it to this mode so you can see it a bit better. It doesn't play out exactly like it, but that's because I don't go for trying to get it tabbed out exactly like perfect timing. I just kind of like copied the notes and tried to figure out if I could get it right. So let's see how it adds up. That's all I got so far. Of course, it's not quite perfect, but it's hard trying to figure out the notes and where on the guitar it would be. So I'd play it more like... I can't remember how it goes now. I have to actually look at the tab for this part, because I can't remember how I tabbed out that bit. Wait, nope, that can't be right. Wait, hang on. Oh wait, it's got a bit to the side, no wonder why. Very confusing. Why am I even doing this? It's just random. Yeah, that bit needs a bit of work. Still need to try and figure out that. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, let's actually get on with it, shall we? That's a bit of something I've been doing, well, not recently, last night pretty much, that's it. So yeah, trying to transcribe that. I don't know why, I was just kind of like, yeah, let's try and actually do that. Because now I actually can see, like, the notes on the piano and the guitar is pretty much the same. But it doesn't make it easy to transcribe between the two, that's for sure. But let's get on with it. Loot. Well, I was concerned, so I decided to go along with her. Okay. When Nanaka heard my response, she finally smiled. Feels a bit awkward after that, doesn't it? When I went back to the classroom to get my bag, everyone was still making a big fuss. Everybody asked if Nanaka confessed and why that sort of thing always happened to me. I was on the receiving end of tons of jeers and jealous comments. None of it was correct, so I just responded vaguely and left in a hurry. Oh my, I guess I better be prepared for a bit of bullying for a while. We arrived in front of Coco's house. Haven't we been to Coco's house once before, though? In the non-route. The first time I went through it and didn't get a route, if you recall. It's quite a while back. On our way here, we stopped by a cake shop near the train station and brought an apple pie. According to Nanaka, it was Coco's favorite.
ココ、怒ってるかな?
She said depressingly. Her hand stopped as she tried to ring the doorbell. No way.
でも、私のせいで。
If you were in Coco's position, would you be angry?
そんなことありえない。
Then Coco isn't angry either. It doesn't quite work that way. She may not be angry and all that, but that's not how it works. I mean, that's the thing with people putting themselves in other people's shoes, is they kind of like go about it in a way that just seems... Just like, if you were in this person's shoes, how would you feel? Would you feel angry, depressed, or just kind of indifferent, or would you just be kind of fine either way? Just like, you can't really look at it like that. You've got to actually look at it from their perspective as them, which you can't really do. So you've got to really know how a person acts, so you can come close to being able to do that properly. Otherwise, you're just putting yourself in the same situation, but with your outlook on it, so it becomes different. Bit of rambling. After a long silence, Nanaka muttered,
ココだけなの。
Eh?
私のわがままにいつも付き合ってくれるの。ココだけなの。
I'd heard from Wataru that Nanaka was popular among the guys, but not the girls. Her carefree attitude and suggestive behavior wasn't appreciated by the girls, and Coco was the only girl Nanaka could trust and get along with. I guess I can understand why she's blaming herself, but Coco wouldn't get angry over something like that. Besides, Coco hung out with Nanaka because they got on so well. She'll be okay, I answered, looking straight into Nanaka's eyes, and I rang the doorbell for Nanaka, who was still wondering whether to ring it or not. Nanaka tightly squeezed my arm. Then we heard her. What kind of cough is that? Kickle, kickle, kickle. No, seriously, what kind of cough is that? Then again, well, no, I don't really have much of a weird cough. It's a weird sneeze that I have. Not a cough. It was Coco. We heard her voice and coughs through the intercom. It's me, Yoshiyuki.
ヨシユキ？ナナカもいるよ。ちょっと待って。
They always do that, don't they? Eh? We could tell Coco was panicking. From what we could hear through the intercom, she sounded pretty good. You know, how common or uncommon are these things to have like an intercom? We could use them anytime someone like comes with a parcel or something. They knock the door, 5 seconds. Okay, we're off then. They're bloody gone by the time you get to the bottom of the stairs. It'd be pretty useful to have. You're just like, wait! What the hell? Where did that come from? Maybe Nanaka felt better once she heard Coco's voice because her face relaxed. And then...
どうしたの？二人とも。
Coco opened the front door and came to greet us in her pajamas. She was wiggling bashfully. We came to visit you because we were worried.
お見舞い。ココ。ナナカ。ここじゃ寒いからどうぞ。
Coco invited us in, so Nanaka and I went inside.
今お母さんがいなくて何のお構いもできないんだけど。
Why is there a lack of color here? It's all white and brown.
いいよ、私がする。
Then again, my room has... Well, actually my room is... Well, I don't know. It's like, my walls are like light blue. Pretty depressing color, but I've also got like posters, drawings and all that on the wall, so it brings a bit of life to it. Without that, it would look a lot more just like, gloomy. Nanaka must have known the house pretty well, so she went straight for the kitchen. I looked at Coco's face. It was still red. Are you okay? How's your fever?
お医者さんで見てもらったんだけど、やっぱり熱風邪で。解熱剤ももらったよ。あと、 鼻水と咳止め。熱は薬飲んでから一旦は下がったんだけど、またちょっと上がってきて。
I see. Sorry to hear it. We won't be staying long.
せっかく来てくれたのに。
Here, Nanaka got this for you. I gave her the box with the apple pie in it.
ひだまり工房のアップルパイだ。
Nanaka said you'd like it.
ありがとう、ナナカ。なんだか気を使わせちゃったね。
As soon as Coco said that, Nanaka came back to the room in a hurry. She sat up straight.
何言うの、ココ。私のせいで風邪ひいちゃったんだよ。もう、本当にごめんなさい。ナナカのせいって何？
Coco didn't seem to understand what Nanaka was trying to say. I don't think she really noticed. Well, understood. Remember this morning we got lost trying to take a shortcut. Nanaka said that's what caused you to get sick.
ごめんなさい。そんなの思ってもみなかったよ。私、最近人形劇の稽古で夜遅くまで起きてたりしたから。
You know, imagine if these type of facial expressions that we see in this visual novel, or anime in general, you know, like where their eyes go completely white like hers did. Imagine if that happened in real life. Imagine the strange look it would be on a real face. Be like, I don't know if that would be amusing or terrifying or both.
それが原因だよ。
I see. She's such a hard worker, she stayed up until late practicing. It kind of makes me think of The Mask, the Jim Carrey one, where he just like has all those ridiculous kind of cartoony kind of facial expressions. I suppose that's what it'd look like if it was like, maybe, I don't know, I'm just rambling again. But I'm sure what happened this morning triggered her fever though. I'm sorry too, I invited you to come with us.
ヨシユキまで。もうやめてよ、二人とも。
Wait, is the reason that this scene isn't like a blue text is because while we have seen the scene before, it's probably a bit different because I don't think we actually went to school with them, so we didn't actually see that happen, so it doesn't get referenced, I guess.
ここに何かあったら、私。
Well, I can't really remember,
大
honestly.
げさだって。本当に私が原因なんだよ。違う、私だって。
As Coco said that, she held Nanaka's hands.
心配してくれてありがとう、ナナカ。
Now take my cold, bitch. What? Nanaka looked as if she was about to cry, and then smiled and nodded.
本当？ごめんね。ナナカのせいじゃないよ。
Nanaka nodded over and over as she held Coco's hands, as if she was trying to convince herself.
わざわざありがとうね。
Sure, you don't need to see us off, so go back to bed.
そうだよ、すんごく寒いんだから。そうするよ。
It was just for a short time, but I think Nanaka and Coco were able to understand each other even more. By the time we left, they were back to normal. See ya.
ヨシユキ。
Hmm?
明日は学校行けるから、劇頑張ろうね。
Right. Nanaka and I smiled as we waved. I really hope she gets better soon.
ヨシユキ。
I turned around when I heard her call me. Coco was out of her house and on the streets. I rushed back. What are you doing? I told you it's too cold.
そうなんだけど、
Hurry up and go back inside. What if you get worse? Eh? Coco looked at me with her dewy and feverish eyes. She was looking at me intently. Coco? Would you like a cup of cocoa? That was a terrible joke.
ありがとう。
Her already red cheeks got even redder. Coco.
それじゃ
After Coco said that, she staggered back inside the house. She must have hurried so much I heard Coco bump into something and saying ouch from inside the house. I was just thinking, what if she tripped over something, and she actually more or less did? My heart was pounding rapidly for no reason, so he thought. Was that because of how Coco said it? I'm sure she didn't really mean anything. I don't know why, but I can't stop my heart from pounding, and this absolute obliviousness to all these types of situations.
どうかしたの、義行くん。
Nothing.
じゃあ、帰ろう。
Nanaka pulled on my arm as usual. As I was being pulled, I kept looking at the front door that Coco disappeared into until I could no longer see it, and then hit a lamppost. Ow!
弟くん、人形劇のお稽古しよう。
No. There! Good evening. I can't even. What? Hang on. Gonna need to save the game here then. What freaking day is it in game? I think this is the longest we have let this voice. What is it even saying? Did it just say lucky point? Yeah, my Japanese understanding the language isn't quite that good now, is it? No. Wake up early. 23rd. We got it right. Although yesterday's snow had already been removed overnight, it was still cold. I woke up earlier than usual today, namely in anticipation of the Christmas party starting. But waking up early doesn't make any difference in how cold it is. Actually, because the sun wasn't shining yet, it felt colder than when I went to school at the later time. So I didn't gain anything from it, but I woke up early. I should spoil myself a little more. If my body tells me I'm sleepy, I should stay asleep. That's what I was like earlier today. I woke up, was like, oh man, I didn't get much sleep at all. And so just like, well, today I could go to the gym or I could go back to sleep. I end up going to the gym anyway, just like completely exhausted. And the most exhausting thing of all, waiting for the bus. Seriously, it takes forever waiting for that damn bus. Okay, I'm going to sleep away my winter break.
冬休みはじゃなくて、もうでしょ?
It was giving me a hard time.
月島です。
It was Coco. She was listening to me talking to myself while shivering in the cold. Wait, isn't Coco supposed to be sick with a cold? Are you all better?
熱下がったし、咳もそんなに出ないから。
Good, but shouldn't you be taking it easy though? When you catch a cold, you need to take care of yourself, especially when you think you're getting better. Actually, when you're coming down with it too. Mild symptoms don't necessarily mean it's nothing to worry about. Even when you think you're on the path to recovery, you still can experience a relapse. You really have to watch out with a cold.
大丈夫だよ。無理なんかしてないし。パーティーは今日から始まってるんだよ。
Yeah, I know.
それに人形劇の本番は明日だし。
Ah, that's right. Tomorrow's the day of the puppet show. I was only thinking about winter break. It felt like that fact came from the bottom of a very deep drawer.
まさか忘れていたわけじゃないよね。
What are you talking about? I practiced yesterday too. I'm all ready for the performance.
忘れてたな。
No, I didn't.
義行がそういう性格だから、おちおち風邪なんかで寝込んでられないんですよ。
I saw her intent to kill behind her smile. Coco, you're being scary. All joking aside.
冗談だったの？本気で忘れてたんじゃないの？
Don't be ridiculous, you fool.
バカち。
Are you really okay?
大丈夫。それより早く学校行って、ちょっとでも人形劇の稽古をしよう。
I guess Coco wanted to make up for the practice time she missed. I nodded. Okay, let's go. Now, anytime Coco's on screen, or any character that has, like, their hair, like, have that bit coming out like that, like an antenna kind of thing going on, don't you just have the urge to just, like, bare scissors and chop that bit off? You just be like, no, that's what makes me unique. Now I just look like any other character. I wonder if I could figure out this melody. Probably if I listen to it enough. Lunch break. Let's see, what should I eat today? I think I'll eat that tree. I looked at the hallway leading from the classroom. The Christmas party starts today, so there are lots of students trying to finish up their preparation in the hallway. Yes, and unfamiliar students would be crowding the corridors within an hour or so. When I looked, I saw Coco, who was probably left behind, sitting alone at her desk. What are you doing for lunch, Coco?
あんまり食欲なくて。
I see. What about Anzu?
学食に誘われたんだけど、断ったんだ。
I guess she hadn't completely recovered from her cold yet. But it's not good that she isn't eating.
吉行は？なんか食べに行くの？
I haven't decided yet, but you should eat something too, though.
そうだね。
Coco smiled a little. She stood up and looked like she was heading to the store. I ended up going with her. I can imagine me in this kind of situation, where like all the other characters would be constantly worried about me when it comes to school. Just like, you gotta eat something, man. Just like, no, I don't eat at school. I eat when I get home. No, you gotta eat something, man. You gotta do a lot of work. It's like, no, I won't eat anything in the school. You gotta eat, man. It's cold again, right?
そっか。
Coco coughed next to me. She looked distressed by the crowd. Are you okay? Do you want me to get you something?
いいよ、そんなの。大丈夫。
I always find it weird with colds. I mean, if someone has a cold and they cough, somebody else could catch it. But it doesn't matter because they'll still go about their day-to-day things like school or work. So they go in with a cold and then other people catch it and it goes on and on and on. Worse if it's the flu. That's, well, usually with the flu you'd be like, oh no, fuck it, I'm staying in bed.
でも、寒いからなんか温かいものが食べたいね。
Something warm like making nabe. The image of some hot steaming misatagi came to mind. Yeah, I want to eat that too. I don't even know what it is.
確かにお鍋は温まるね。でもさすがにここじゃ。食べられるよ。え？
Eh? Coco and I turned around at the same time. And there was... It was Sakura-san. She was smiling cheerfully at us.
吉野先生。
By the way there, Sakura, we still don't know. Well, I don't. Some of you viewers know clearly, but I don't, and don't spoil it. I don't know what the hell you do between these routes, but seriously, I'm curious to know where the hell you keep disappearing to. Sakura-san.
にゃ？お鍋の話が聞こえたからつい。お鍋食べたいの？
Coco looked nervous and kept bowing to Sakura-san. Coco, why are you so nervous? Coco has a cold and said she doesn't have an appetite.
あにゃー、風邪？それはいくないよ。いくない。もう大丈夫ですから。二人とも、こっちこっち。
You know, business meetings must be pretty awkward with this school, isn't it? Just like, hello, little girl, can you go get the headmaster? I am the headmaster. What? What? Just like, how old are you? I'm actually middle-aged, I think. Just like, what? I know Japanese and all that aged really well, but come on, that's ridiculous. Just like, maybe it has something to do with the magic cherry tree. I don't know. Sakura-san ignored Coco and led us off. Well, let's just follow her. Are we going to eat Harimao? Sakura-san brought us to her room, the principal's office. Inside there was a katatsu boiling nabe pot on it, which wasn't suitable at all for a principal's office. So they happened to be talking about having some of that, and they just so happened to run into Sakura-san, who is actually warming some of it up. He didn't eat any of it? Sakura-san?
いやー、今日は寒いからお鍋が食べたかったんだよね。でも、僕一人だと食材余るから、それで義行くんの探しにうろついてたんだ。
Sakura-san spoke cheerfully as usual. You're always the same even at school, huh, Sakura-san?
今回は特別だよ。
Mischief's
義
face.
行くん、ぼさっとしてないで、ココちゃんのお椀にポン酢入れて。
Okay.
ココちゃんも、そんなドアの前で突っ立ってないで、形入って。いいんですか？いい。
Coco hesitantly sat under the katatsu. The inside was almost too warm. Coco's face became relaxed. The pot was full of mizutaki, complete with tasty-looking chicken meat in it. Chinese cabbage, edible, trees and whatever, and enoki mushrooms were added to it. I do not know how that's pronounced. I don't know. Have you ever seen scientific kind of names for things and just be like, how the fuck do you pronounce that? Or places that are just like Iceland for one thing, I think. Just like, what is it? It is Iceland, right? I'm thinking of the one. It's just like some places just look like they just like, okay, what should we name this place? I don't know, just bash around on the keyboard a bit and you will have a name. That's gibberish. No, it's not. That's our language. Wow. There are actually places in Wales that have some ridiculously long names. I remember my sister pronouncing one of them once before. It's like, how the fuck do you pronounce that? All we had to do was put the lid on it and wait. Can you imagine that, coming from a place with an absurdly long, difficult to pronounce name, and you're being interviewed, you're like old famous like that, it's like, so where are you from? I'm from insert incredibly overly long name here. Just like, bloody hell. In the meantime, Sakura-san served us some hot tea. It sure is something being able to eat hot nabe at school.
何を言う。昔は屋上で鍋する生徒もいたんだよ。とても可愛らしい姉妹の生徒で、お姉ちゃんは特に鍋好きでね。
Wait! I think I get it. While I have not played the original, I'm guessing they are characters from that. I remember seeing some CG from the original Capo, so I also realized that they have similarities between the characters a bit. Apparently there's a tsunami in the original as well, and I think maybe in the third one as well. I'm not sure, but it's really confusing to me because I have no idea what the overall main part of the plot is, really. But we will find out in due time.
毎日昼休みになっては牧場でこたつをセッティングしてお鍋をつついてたんだ。
That's amazing. References to the first Da Capo that I haven't even played. Yet I can totally tell that it's a reference to it. Furthermore, they were sisters. But that sounds good.
そろそろいいかな。
She opened the lid. The appetizing fragrance of chicken and vegetables filled the room along with white steam. This looks great.
さあ、遠慮なく食べて。
Thank you.
いただきます。
All that. I dipped some cooked Chinese cabbage slices into the vinegar dipping sauce and ate it. You know, the itadakimasu is probably like, if you go to Japan, that's probably one of the things you'll need to know. You just like, everyone else will be like having the food, itadakimasu, and you just be like, well, say it. Say what? You gotta like, be like, thank you. You gotta go, itadakimasu. Why? It's just the way we do things here. You gotta at least acknowledge some of these things. God damn it, you ignorant bastards come into our country and just like expect everyone to understand you perfectly with your other language and our culture. Learn the culture and language a bit before you come here, you ignorant jackass. Ugh. I don't care. I don't know. The sweet taste of winter vegetables instantly filled my mouth. It does happen a lot though, doesn't it? You get people going to other countries and they don't know any bit of the culture or the language at all. So they're just like, do you speak English? You know, answer me, I'm assuming you can't speak English. Delicious.
おいしい。でしょでしょ。いっぱいあるからたくさん食べてね。
Coco and I looked at each other and smiled. Nabe was easy to digest and very nutritious. It was the perfect food for Coco who didn't have an appetite. I refilled Coco's bowl with some vegetables, chicken meat, and tofu on occasion.
ありがとう。
Coco smiled bashfully. Oh, do you want some too, Harimao? I put some meat and vegetables in Harimao's bowl too. What a spoiled dog.
第2ラウンド炊いちゃうよ。
Okay.
は
Coco and I enjoyed Sakura-san's nabe to our heart's content.